Jim Gazzolo, Heath Schroyer, we're back on Polk Nation.
I love this place.
We are always smiling.
it's a great day.
I love our new set.
I love our new set.
I asked you earlier, do you ever have a bad day?
Of course, but I mean, hey, I wake up every day, and I really am. I'm thankful.
That's good.
I'm thankful for the job I have. I'm thankful for the health I still have at this point. I'm thankful for a lot of things, and
all right.
You know what? I mean, I'm just not a woe is me guy.
Woe is me guy.
I mean, it's a great place to live, unbelievable community, great job, great university.
You were cold all weekend.
Yeah,
it was soft.
It was cold. Going to the softball games this weekend, they were cold.
Yeah, they went 5-0 though.
I know.
Can't get a better start.
They're rolling.
Baseball starting this week.
You know, baseball's starting this week.
Basketball plays the 1 and 2 teams in the conference.
For sure, it's a big weekend. Obviously, we kick off baseball season this weekend at home on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have a series, and then in basketball,
a series with Stony Brook.
I know. How about that?
This is what I like about your baseball, softball teams. You're bringing people in from interesting parts of the country.
Absolutely. I think it's really good.
Fresh faces to play and other people to see.
It is. And then obviously with basketball, I mean, we're playing the two top teams, and we're really vying for that top 4 seed where we get at least a single bye, which is big.
Got to bring Lamar back in.
Both of our women, these are 2 big games for them too.
Yeah, in fact they're coming in different directions, but they're both in the same exact spot.
Absolutely. Yep.
Two games that the women should win and need to win.
That's right. No doubt about it.
Okay, I got a question from a guy named Larry.
Okay.
A viewer who texted me or emailed me.
Okay.
And he asked me this question. He wants to know what you're looking for as you guys go out and try to bring in a new fresh schools into the Southland. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
For sure. I think 2 things on top of the list. Number 1 is, are they within their geographical footprint? And number 2, do they play football? You know, I think that we have to solidify the football situation going forward. And then, you know, personally, I really want to be able to have someone that is, you know, within a bus that you can drive to, whether that be Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, even in the, you know, the top of, you know, Florida potentially. But I think the geographical footprint, and then, you know, they have to be able to play football.
Well, football is the key. Obviously, we talked about New Orleans last week.
Yeah, that'd be really big.
And Larry also hit me with a PS that said, "Is Lamar coming back?"
I don't know. Well, I tell you what.
Just trying to reach the viewers.
They obviously fit and check a lot of boxes.
All right. All right. Now, you are going to play Lamar in football.
We are.
That is settled, right?
Yes, that is settled. We've signed a 4-year deal starting in 23. And then obviously their schedules and ours are still in flux. But we do have a signed contract with them and for a 4-year deal. So that's really good.
So you got them kind of set up. You got Alcorn State set up.
Yes.
So you got
Southern. We'll have Southern coming back again because we went on the road to Southern this year.
What about the Ohio Valley?
We're going 1 more year with that, so...
And then seeing where it's at?
Yeah, and then, I mean, I personally, you know, I'm a big believer in... I think there's 3 leagues right now, right? It's us, it's the OVC, the Atlantic Sun, and even the WAC, truth be told. There's 4 of us, and we're all sitting there having a staring contest. It would be really nice if we were able to figure out how to combine from a football standpoint. There's a lot of people within different leagues that are fearful of giving up the AQ. But I personally think that, you know, if you still play really good football, you're going to get multiple bids.
Is the Missouri Valley kind of, because the Missouri Valley is a big conference.
Absolutely.
And they've incorporated a lot of littler conferences into them, and they really haven't lost any of their power. In fact, they probably gained it.
I think so too, and that's exactly the example that I've used within our conferences calls.
No, it makes sense. But no, I wondered because you are playing nickels twice in football this year, and there's a lot of people who don't like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Coaches especially.
Yeah, it's you know, I don't think you can do that and consistently and sustain yourself. I think that we have to get another football or 2 teams in here into this league, and then I think we're on strong ground right now. But I think that at that point we become a really. You
want to get to 8.
We do.
At least get to 8.
That's what I think too.
10 would be ideal, but okay. Real quick, we only got a minute, and I know that you're not gonna be able to fix this in a minute, but officially. The James Madison move, Old Dominion, Southern Miss, and Marshall are now in the Sun Belt, coming in July. Does that change anything? Or does it just kind of crystallize everything?
I think it crystallizes everything. I mean, you know, obviously it was bound to happen. We thought it would be another year from now.
Yeah.
But, you know, listen, I've said on record before, our ultimate goal is to become an FBS member. We have a lot of work to do to get there, but we are making a lot of progress in a short amount of time to put ourselves in a position if that opportunity were to present itself. But that's our ultimate goal. And, you know, we'll see what happens.
Seems to be the time frame is always a lot of movement right at the beginning of the year. We wait, it finally sells.
Yeah.
In February, everything happens, and then all the talk starts up again.
For sure. It's crazy. It only takes one school, right, to make a move, and then it's just, here we go again. So it's a crazy time.
When we come back, we're going to have John Aiken join us, the basketball coach at McNeese after a big win this week at Northwestern State. We'll be back after this on Polk Nation.
Welcome back to Polk Nation. Coach Aiken, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Hey, great weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was great.
Went there, and like I've always said forever when we were together, if you go on the road and you can split, it's a great deal. So, it's a huge win on Saturday. Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a big win. You know, it's hard to win in Natchitoches. I got a lot of respect for Coach McConaughey. He's been doing it forever. And it's just a hard place to win. It's a hard play. We drove up there the day of the game. That's a hard thing to do. Guys get on the bus, and obviously we were short in numbers, and so I was really proud of our team, really proud of the effort. You'll love this. Our game plan was from 2015. You know, like McConaughey's been doing it for so long. We literally, the first time we played them, we went back and watched when we were at UT Martin. We played against Northwestern, and that's the game film that we watched, and we just executed a little bit better, I thought, this weekend than we did last weekend. But seriously, we did the exact same game plan that we did when I was with Heath in 2015 at Tennessee Martin, and our guys really executed it. A great win for us, and hopefully it gives us some momentum to have two really big games this week coming up.
Huge one. So.
Yeah, let's talk about this week.
Yeah.
You go from there to the two best teams in the league.
Right.
A split would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But you've beaten New Orleans already this year.
Yeah.
Does that give you confidence going in that you can do it?
Yeah, you know, I think obviously beating Northwestern gives you some confidence. And the way that we beat Northwestern with the group that we had, I thought we were a really connected group. Finished the game on a 19-4 run. Guys played really well. Offensively, we're playing much better from a Ken Palm standpoint. Our offensive efficiency in league is really good right now. So guys are playing with a lot of confidence. But beating New Orleans gives you confidence, but you got to play Nichols first.
Yeah.
And, you know, Nichols they've got Stuff Stouffer, which is an event they do once a year. They pick a game that they want to fill it up.
Yeah, I wonder why they picked this one.
I wonder why they picked this one. So, and that, honestly, that tells you a lot about what they think about our program, what they think about McNeese. And so it's a great opportunity for us, but they're good. You know, they got really good guard play. We could be really connected. It's going to be a hostile environment. It's a tough place to go play. But we've had success down there. When I was with Coach, we were able to win there a couple times, and so we got to find a way to get a win in what they used to call the Bates Motel of college basketball. Dick Vitale once said.
You guys are in fourth place right now.
Yeah.
Tied for fourth.
Right.
How important is it to get that seed and to keep that spot? Because getting the first round bye.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. I mean, winning 4 games in 4 days, if you don't get the bye, is hard. I mean, not impossible. It's next to impossible. We actually, when we were in OVC, we had a team that did it, but it's hard. You want to be able to get at least the single bye, if not to the double bye. And we're not out of the woods for that yet. You know, we get to play the teams that are ahead of us again, and so we got a chance to climb the standings, and it's just one game at a time. But being in fourth right now is a huge part of the weekend when we went to Northwestern. So, guys, one win, and we're right where we want to be. And now it's just a game at a time. It's a 5-game season as we head down to the conference tournament.
So talk about this, Coach, because obviously it's middle of February, right? You're going down to the crunch of the season.
Right.
Talk about how you manage your weeks.
Yeah.
You know, like going into your practices. What did practices look like on Monday? How long are you on the floor? All those kind of things as you know, you want to play your best basketball, we've always said, from now until March.
Right.
So what do you do each week to try to get yourself ready to go?
Really something I got from you when we were at Martin. And the schedule in the Southland has helped us this year. We've gone to Thursday and Saturday. And what we used to do at Martin was we had Get Right Mondays. And so on Mondays, it was literally just about the guys. Yep. You bring them in, they get skill work. There's no team like practice. It's just you do 3 or 4 groups, and you just work on their game. You get them in the treatment room, you do weights. And so that's what we're doing today. Tomorrow, we'll go for about an hour and 15, and we'll really work on Nichols, work on some of our stuff. Wednesday, we'll practice for an hour, and then we'll travel over. We'll shoot over there Wednesday night. This time of year, our schemes are pretty much the same offensively. You've played all these teams already, and so you have a familiarity. And so it's more, to me, and again, this is something I got from you, it's more about managing legs, managing their bodies, getting to the game, and having some pop. It's great to practice and prepare the right way, but you got to be fresh for the games. And so we really got shorter last week as we went on. On Friday, we only went for about 50 minutes, and it was a really focused 50 minutes. But I thought our game plan helped because we were so focused on just what we guarded 4 actions and got in, got out, shot some balls, and that was it.
You guys had it. Now, is that a weird trip? Because that's the one not stay over.
Which one's that?
The last trip you had.
Yeah,
you had to drive down there, come back. Friday's kind of a weird day because you get in late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Then you have to drive up on Saturday. How weird is that and different is that for a road trip?
You know, I think, honestly, us coming back won us the game on Saturday. Like we talked about as a staff, we could have stayed in Hammond, and then we could have drove over Friday and stayed in Natchitoches. And it's just nothing against Natchitoches. It's just not a place that you want to go and spend 48 hours if you don't have to.
Friday night?
Yeah. So we came here, we came back, and we got to practice in our own gym, you know, and we got to have film in our own film setting. We got to, like, actually regroup. Whereas, like, after you lose to Southeastern, if you're on the road and you have to do it in a film room or you have to do it in a tiny meeting room, it's just, I don't know. It was something about getting home. Yeah, and so I thought it was a huge deal for us.
I think, too, you know, you can never just plan it this way, but, like, if you go and you lose the first one, actually coming back helps you really reconnect.
Really?
Yeah. It really does. Because you think about it, I mean, I let Coach talk about it more, but, you know, you like he said, you go to a hotel room, so now you got 2 guys going over to this room, 2 guys into this room. You're only going to get together, I mean, what, 15, 20 minutes in a little meeting room, if you have that. If in Natchitoches is probably going to be in the middle of a breakfast area, so you got people going. It's just, it's better. Personally, I think it was 100% the right call.
Yeah, no, it was a huge deal. I told our staff, I said the best thing that we did for this trip was come home, regroup, and then go up there. We had literally a 45-minute walk through here. We ate some breakfast. We got on the bus, and you're there. You know, and so I thought it was a huge deal for us. Now, next weekend, going to New Orleans and Nichols, we're going to stay on the road because when you're at Southeastern and you're going to Northwestern, you have to come back this way to go to Northwestern. So you might as well come back and sleep in your bed and then go up there on Saturday. It's a little different than this week. You go to Nichols, come back 3 hours. So.
When we come back, we're going to hear about New Orleans because they don't have a game on Thursday night.
They don't.
So they get the whole week for you right after this on Polk Nation. Welcome back to Polk Nation. John Aiken's our guest, and you get to go to New Orleans. They don't have to worry about anybody this week.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird part of the schedule. I don't know why we did it this way. Like Nichols.
That's the man.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like,
make the schedules.
So Nichols, and I could ask Clance this, but they had to go to Incarnate Word last week and didn't play Corpus Christi.
No,
so they have to go back to Corpus Christi in 2 weeks.
I didn't get that either.
I don't understand. When you have travel partners, I don't know why everyone doesn't just play 2 games a weekend and everyone has the same open dates, but I'm not in those discussions.
I think they did it, what I understand is they did it, they kind of split it because they wanted some extra days in case of COVID.
I got you.
But I'm not sure if that
I just would hate for, like, I would not want that, where I have to go to San Antonio from Thibodaux and then come home and I have to go back to Corpus Christi from Thibodaux. Like, and Corpus Christi, they just played one of them and they have to come all the way back and play another. But yeah, I think for New Orleans, you know, it'll be maybe advantageous. They can sit back and watch, but I think either way, you're going to go play the game, and I'll be happy to get Nichols under our belt and go over there and play them.
You guys played well against New Orleans here. Yeah. You had a chance.
We match up really well to them. I think we match up as well to them as anybody in the league. I think, obviously, we have a win over them. We split the series. But they play 2 5-men all the time, and so we're able to match them from a physicality standpoint because we have good bigs. And then they have 3 really good guards. But it's like Northwestern State, and obviously Sless is a protege of Coach McConaughey, but you always have 3 guards and 2 posts when you play either one of those teams. And it doesn't matter who the 3 guards are. They're always going to do the same type of thing. With Northwestern, it's roll replays. With New Orleans, it's some high-low type stuff. And so you're able to guard the 5 players. It doesn't matter who the people are. You're always able to guard them the same way. And so their game plan's pretty good. You're just going to be able to shut down St. Hilaire. And it's like Nichols. You're going to be able to shut down Ty and Devontae Carter. They got 2 really good guards.
So what happened on Thursday night that left you with 8 players? And what can you do to bring your team together to be kind of short-handed on a Saturday afternoon, go up and win?
Right. You know, something that Coach had asked me to do when I took over this program was to have an atmosphere of professionalism. And this place is an incredibly special place, McNeese. Lake Charles is an incredibly special city. And this basketball program, I think, is the premier program in the conference. Now, we have to get it there. And the standard is the standard. And when you fall short of the standard, I don't care if it's coaches, players, whatever, I have to make some tough choices at times. And there was a situation, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with it, but that I had to make a decision. And I just said, you know what, we're going to go with the guys that are meeting the standard right now on Saturday. And those guys really rallied behind that decision. They were really together. I've been preaching it for, I don't know, probably a month or so about our connection. When we are a connected group, we're as good as anybody in the conference. When we lose connection, you've seen it. I mean, we've talked about it, but we have these moments where we're up 8-10 every first half. And then there's a point in time where we lose connection for whatever reason. Against Northwestern, we didn't lose connection. You know, even when they took the lead, they went up 66-61. There was no panic. There was no loss of connection. And I think it had a lot to do with the group that we had. And one thing that I did, I changed my tone a little bit. I've been talking about some distractions. You know, there's been, with the arena coming back open, and I'd use the words distractions. Well, when we got ready for Saturday, I said, guys, you know what these are? These are storms. And this place was built for storms. Like, if there was ever a place that was built for a storm, it was McNeese. And I recruited all of you guys to a storm-ridden area. And so we're going to embrace the storm that we're in. And we talked about that. It was a silly little thing, but our guys really got behind it. And I'm really proud of the group. We'll hopefully get all those guys back healthy and back with the team. And when we get the team back, it's going to continue to be about the standard and the connection that we have, because this place is a special place, and it's not a right, it's a privilege to be a part of this program, for myself included.
Let's talk about this, Coach. So you have 3 assistants. So tell Poke Nation, like, how do you divide, like, game plans, right? So does each assistant coach have, you know, a team that they're in charge of for game prep, and how much of a role do you play in all that versus the coaches and all that? Talk about that, because I always think that's really interesting for
So you know what we've actually done, and we've actually changed it. We were doing every 3rd game, they had a different scout. So I was divvying up. So Sadler would have the whole scout for Nichols, and Gray would have the whole scout for Southeastern. As we got into the 2nd round of games, they actually came to me and said, Coach, we want to do a little different. And so they're all kind of tag teaming it. Sadler does our personnel, so he presents the personnel to the team every single game. So they're hearing the same voice, the same language on personnel. Coach Moynihan will present the offensive sets of the other team, and so he'll talk about what they're going to do. And then Coach Gray and I will kind of partner up on how we want to attack it. We'll show how we had success scoring. And what it's done is it's got everyone's eyes on the opponent.
For sure.
You know, and you used to talk about that a lot, making sure everyone watches the game. And, well, when you're thinking about, like, let's say for this week, if Sadler was just doing Nichols, he's not going to watch New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Because he's locked into Nichols. Or if Gray just has New Orleans, he's really not going to be too locked in on Nichols because he's worried about having his scout right on Saturday. Well, what this has done is put everyone's eyes on it. Everyone knows the calls. Everyone knows the personnel really well. And I think it's been a good adjustment for us. Hopefully it continues to be good for us as we go into this week.
That's great, because the thing is that then during the game, everyone knows and has a pulse of the next team. You know, I was on staffs as assistant all the time where I wouldn't even know who would be starting on on that game, because I'm worried about the next one, and that's how. So that's why I wanted you to talk about it, because it's an interesting approach. But I think it's really, really beneficial.
Yeah, and we did it when my first year at Nichols. We did it that way. And everybody pretty much does it every 3 games. Like you get really focused on one, and just for our group, I think it's just a better marriage of how to do it. And again, the assistants are the one that brought the idea. Say, hey, Coach, we want to change the way we're doing the scouts. And I think it lightens the load a little bit, it spreads it out, and it allows them to focus on our players more.
For sure.
It allows them, instead of being so focused on the opponent, sometimes when it's your scout, if you have the post guys, well, you're so focused on your scout that you don't give as much time to our players and the post guys. Well, when it's split up, you can, okay, I've got my stuff out of the way, now let me go get an extra workout with Brendan now. You know? And so I think that's what it's enabled us to do, and it's been good for us. Hopefully it will be really good as we go into the final stretch here.
Welcome back on Polk Nation. We'll get Coach's final words after this. Welcome back to Polk Nation. Interesting week for you guys.
Big week.
I know you got a lot of things coming up, so why don't we just hit it with your show?
Well,
the Great Gatsby Show.
Oh, my goodness, yes. So April 2nd.
Let's do the commercial.
No, April 2nd, I promise you, it's going to be off the charts.
I'm asking you again, though, are you going to be why can't you be Gatsby?
There's no one going to be Gatsby. It's a Gatsby event.
Well, Gatsby's in the event, though.
No, I'm not going to be Gatsby. But it's going to be on April 2nd at 6 o'clock is the cocktail hour. The show starts at 7. The show, I mean, from the Mixie Tricks come from New Orleans. I mean, all the stuff. I mean, we got.
Tell me the acrobats flying above. That's what
acrobats will be coming down from the ceiling. We have people on stilts. We have a huge champagne girl handing out champagne. We got go-go dancers. We have everything. I'm telling you, it's going to be an unbelievable show at LeBare's Casino. 6 o'clock is cocktail hour. Show starts at 7. The VIP show will be from about 6:20 to 7, and then after that there'll be a very, very small auction, and then Trigger Proof from Biloxi. The band is going to come in. They're the #1 party band in the Gulf States. To McNeese Athletic Foundation to fund athletics. It's a huge deal because you can still look around.
Is this the biggest of your events?
Yes, for sure. And so what we're doing is we're trying to, you know, it's MAF, McNeese Athletic Foundation. It is obviously it's membership, it's corporate sponsorship, and then it's experiences, like the block parties. So the Gatsby event is a huge fundraiser for this community. And I've said all along that McNeese Athletics is the backbone and soul of Southwest Louisiana. And as we get to where we want to go from an athletic department, it helps the university, which in turn helps this entire community. That's why hosting all these tournaments, I was so advocate about doing that.
And what are you going to bring into this building next year?
Whew, I'm working on that now. It's going to be a lot. I'm hoping.
Working on it.
I am.
Give us a little insight.
We got UL coming in for sure, so we'll see.
Not only that, but event-wise.
Working on some concerts.
So you're going to have concerts in this building?
That's the future, for sure. That's the future.
And will that be part of the games, or?
No. That'd be separate. Probably sometime in the fall.
So you are no longer an athletic director as much as you are an event planner. Is that what it is? You've left the athletic director behind.
I love this place, and we have to think differently. We have to think outside the box, and I'm humbled to be here and trying to get this thing rolling.
It's all for the students, right?
It is, and the community.
We'll see you next week when Coach Schroyer gives us something new to ponder after this on Polk Nation.